Too many different strategies for working out equations, not enough emphasis on the basics, and teachers whose math skills aren't up to scratch. It seems so obvious. Our approach to teaching arithmetic is failing our primary school children. Now, those are the findings of a new report by the New Zealand Initiative into a $70 million maths experiment that began 15 years ago, changing the way maths is taught in New Zealand. So 15 years later, it's been found the experiment has actually led to declining maths skills in our young children. Joining me now is Minister of Education, Hekia Parata. Hekia, good morning to you. It's your job to fix this up, isn't it?
Yes, it is, along with the 30,000 professionals who teach in our schools every day and do a very good job. Maths is a challenge. It's been a challenge for New Zealand in every generation, and every generation of us has debated what's the right way. Yeah. Whether we drill ourselves with basics. I'm of the generation that learnt to sing the times table. Yep. And can add very quickly, but I can't do higher order things because that's not an area that I developed into.
I'm so tempted right now to get you to sing me. I'm so tempted now to get you to sing me. Let's go with the 9 times table. Ladies and gentlemen, Hekia Parata, Minister of Education, singing the 9 times table.
9 ones are 9, 9 twos are 18, 9 threes are 27, 9 fours are 36.
Brilliant.
On and on.
Brilliant. Did you have them on the back of your toilet door at home when you were a little girl?
No, but I came from a family that could really sing and could add, and I had really world-class teachers in Ruatoria.
All right. As we are saying, you're saying it is a challenge. It's always been a challenge, but we know that we have met that challenge, or 15 years ago, we started to meet that challenge with touchy-feely, stupid ideas that we persisted with for 15 years until it now has cost us more money for a report to prove that what we did was touchy-feely and stupid.
Well, this is one report, and there are several reports available to us. And yes, we do have a challenge in maths, as we do with reading and writing. But the difference now is that we have national standards. So whereas before we could only use reports like this and say generally this is the situation, now quite specifically parents and grandparents can go to their local school and say, how well is John doing? How well is Julia doing in maths specifically? Is she at the right level at 8 years of age or 10 years of age?
All right, but you're not sort of touchy-feely with things like this. You're not politically correct. I mean, why do we have to have 3, 4, 5 different ways of teaching someone to work out their 9 times table? Why do we need to do that?
Well, strategic thinking, critical thinking, analysis.
It's the 9 times table. You don't need any of those things. It's the 9 times table, for God's sake.
So basic facts, I absolutely agree with you that we should make sure that kids can learn those quickly and then put them aside because they become as natural as changing gears, for instance, right? So it's not one thing or the other, though. It's both of those.
But it's but we're talking about primary school children. It sort of has to be one thing or the other, doesn't it? Don't you have to say, we are setting you up for your future education here in primary school? Now, it's your job to sort this out. How are you going to stop the decline right now and reverse it?
So the numeracy project was in place in New Zealand schools from 2000 to 2009, and in its defence, that was absolutely the thinking internationally for teaching of mathematics. And actually, we've also found in some tests that kids who were taught under this have done well, and we're seeing those same kids coming through now and passing NCEA. So yes, they are being successful with maths, but this is about how we can do better. We have not sunk to some kind of,
you just said yes, they are successful at maths. I mean, what this report tells us is that the standards are falling. So that's not success, that's failure.
What this report tells us that is in some schools, in some classrooms, that we have not been as successful overall as we would like to be. But listen, we have the same debates about reading, whether or not, we should be taught through phonics or whole words. So this is about an ongoing challenge. What am I doing about it? We have put in some new programs into schools around accelerated learning of maths. They're being successful.
Have you got the right teachers to teach those new programs? Because one of the things this report says, well, no, you haven't, unless this report is a load of rubbish.
By and large, we have. No. This report is one report that gives us a fresh perspective.
And this one report, let's focus on one thing. This one report says the teachers in the classrooms, primary school teachers in the classrooms, are not capable of teaching mathematics.
It doesn't say that all of our 30,000
teachers...
Not all of them,
lots of them.
No.
I can't tell you how many because I can't add.
Well, you came through the school, remember, of learning by rote. But look, we do have excellent teachers across New Zealand. Not all of them are as good at maths as they might be at teaching writing or reading. But our new Investing in Educational Success initiative, which is about communities of schools working together around the end-to-end education pathway.
All I want to know is, have you got a plan to sort this out? If the teachers aren't good enough, even if just one teacher out there isn't capable of teaching maths, they shouldn't be teaching maths.
Yes, we are. We've got plans
in
place. Yes, we have.
Good to know. Hekia, thank you very much for joining us this morning. You have a beautiful voice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Education Minister Hekia Parata.